Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Gamepodular Twitch channel. I am your sometimes host, Seskra, and joining me, as sometimes, is my co-host, Hyuka. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's very cold today. I hope it's not suffering for you.
Only in certain rooms of the house.
Like, it's, for context, viewers at home, according to my handy-dandy weather app, it is currently minus 7 degrees Celsius. And I don't know what that is in freedom units.
20?
I am gonna divert to your expertise? No, what's the thing?
Defer to yours.
Defer, there we go.
Defer. Yes. If you would like to help us keep our homes warm, you can support us on Patreon and Ko-fi. That's patreon.com/Gamepodular. Also be sure to check out our actual podcasts on Gamepodular.com or catch them on YouTube.com/@Gamepodular or your podcast app of choice. And if you happen to want to rewatch any of these VODs, you can do that on YouTube.com/@Gamepodular streams highlights.
That's correct.
There we go. Almost got it in one. Got it in 1.5. So, let's get back into it, because we have nonsense to collect.
Ooh, one more thing that I just realized we forgot to do. Can you share your game with me? Screen share of the game.
Technical difficulties. Yes.
It is something that I frequently forget to do when I host as well.
Well, I wouldn't want to break with tradition, now would I?
Exactly.
Bug night. Alright. If memory serves, we are very close to the beginning of Green Path. It's a little hard to say that for certain, because we haven't actually found the map for the area yet.
Not to make the extremely obvious joke, but this does look like a path that is green.
Mm-hmm. It's very nice and pleasant. Yeah, we have down slash, up slash, left slash, but no right slash.
It is very nice and pleasant if you ignore the pools of acid.
Yeah, those. Yeah, I'm like 99% certain there aren't any checks over in this way, but there's bits and pieces of bug money that I just want to scoop up real quick for completion's sake. Yeah, we have...
I got a quandary for you.
Quandary.
Why or how did we decide that acid is green? Because, like, most of the acids I know are colorless.
I think because there's an intrinsic association between acidic and sour, and you know, we do tend to think of green as a sour color in, you know, culinary terms because of limes.
Yeah. Green apples and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so yeah, that was everything over there, so just quickly top back up, because as a reminder, we can't heal, we can't swim in water, we only have one direction's worth of wall jumping. Let's see here. Yeah, we have a map, but not a quill. Actually, that's a very good point. That should be something I probably prioritize. I need to get some bug money so I can get that quill.
Yes.
It's not going to help in this area, because we don't have the map yet for this area.
But it's, you know, we're preparing for the future.
Yeah, and there's other places we can go where it will help. It'll make it nice and tight.
An investment.
Mm-hmm. And you know me, Hyuka, I'm all about investing in video games, like Monster Hunter, where I invest in pork features. Would you like to explain that one for the people at home?
Yeah, so we played like a lot of Monster Hunter World together. You more than me, although at this point, considering I did like a playthrough that got me to like halfway into Iceborne, I wouldn't be surprised if our playtimes are like fairly comparable these days. But yeah, you were just like absolutely swimming in money
With
and
nothing to spend it on.
Your decision was, I'm just gonna buy like 700 Astera Jerky, which is an item that cures bleed, which in the base game is done by like 2 monsters.
Yep.
And then like maybe 1 or 2 others in Iceborne. Like it doesn't come up very often. And that was just your retirement fund, basically.
You say 700. I'm pretty sure it got up to 7,000 towards the end.
Oh, you kept buying them.
Of course I did.
I forgot about that.
Gotta keep playing the start part of the Gotta hustle to make bank. Holla holla pat me amadala.
Animal Crossing players invest in turnip, you invested in jerky. I mean, if nothing else, one of them is a lot longer lasting than the other.
Hey, Cornifer. Isn't this a contrast from the crossroads? Such a humid, lively place. This is not the accent I did last time. Worlds twist and turn in most wonderful ways. Done my best to chart the area ahead, though I must admit some of the area's inhabitants proved quite a nuisance. Heavy blow. Yes, please.
Is that like a technique?
I wish, but no, it's a charm. It means that when you hit something, you don't get any knockback from it.
Oh, nice.
It's kinda nice, yeah. Like, the thing is, you're gonna spend enough time in this game without it that, you know, you build up muscle memory around it and sort of get a feel of, like, how far that pushes you back and then how far away you are from your enemy for the counterattack. So in my experience, Heavy Blow tends to just disrupt that rhythm.
Not to keep talking about Monster Hunter, but that is an issue I run into with the mantle. What's it called?
The
Rocksteady mantle.
The what mantle?
The Rocksteady mantle. In Wilds, where like, hey, welcome back. Good morning, Purple.
Nice to see you.
But it's an issue I run into with the Rocksteady mantle, where like, it stops knockbacks from monster attacks, and I'm so used to the knockback being an indicator that I got hit that like I will take way more damage than I think I am just because of the mantle.
Yep. Yeah, we have a friend here. Look how friendly they are. Let's have a look.
Tiny squib, you approach fearless. Are you a hunter like me? Do you feel the urge inside to stalk, to kill, to understand? Then take it, my journal, it will aid you. At first the text may seem difficult to discern, but a learned hunter will come to understand its words.
I'm going to stop doing this voice now because that is not going to be good for my voice, and we have a long stream ahead of us. Venture the depths of this land and slay its beasts. Prove yourself worthy to bear the mark of hunter. Did you have to spit it at me? The Hunter's Journal. We now have a bestiary. Full of entries on everything we have killed and are going to... Well, not everything we're going to kill. We're going to kill all of these things many times. But, you know, there's no spoilers in here.
Also, it's Trigon from Teen Titans.
Kinda, yeah. You'll be pleased to know I did not add journal entries to the randomizer pool. I could have. I decided not to because that meant a lot of very tedious, alright, let's kill 2 of this enemy, go to a bench, reset them, and kill them again. Like, because these entries get filled out as you kill a certain number of the enemies.
Yeah.
So if you add it to the pool, you're going to be doing, like, in this case, the Moskin. If I wanted whatever the check would have been for the Moskin journal entry, I would have had to kill 23 of them, and that's not good television.
Why? I know why that's an option, but why is that an option? You know? Oh, God.
Ow. Oh, hi, Cold Arrow. Nice to have you here. And yeah, the ambiance in Hollow Knight is A+. No notes.
Yeah, this is one of the more pleasant areas.
Mm-hmm. Deliberately. Let's see here. I was definitely going to say something. Yeah, here we go. There is an item you get for completely filling out the Hunter's Journal. That is also not in the randomizer pool for the same reason. Ooh, we got a Grimkin Flame. That's going to do nothing for a while. We need to put in quite a bit of legwork before that's going to be relevant, but there we go. Eventually, that will be relevant for possibly Bug Satan related reasons.
Really? You've never seen gameplay of Hollow Knight before? Well, I have some bad news for you. This is not an accurate representation of what the game is like. Well, due to the fact... yes and no, right? Like, usually at this point in the game, you are allowed to attack in all 4 cardinal directions, which is not strictly the case at the moment.
Yeah, we are using an item randomizer, so it's going to be a bit of a mess, but, you know, we're here for a good time, not for a sanctioned, official, tournament-compliant time.
There's gotta be, like, actual, like, tournaments. Like, very small tournaments, right? Or at least, like, there's definitely a speedrunning community for randomizer runs.
Oh, yes, very, very much so. Like, what people will do is they'll get the same randomizer seed and then start at the same time and see who can beat the game first.
Yeah. Though, speaking of speedrunning, if you enjoy that sort of thing, after you're done watching this stream, you can tune into Awesome Games Done Quick. They are raising money for charity with speedruns. I personally don't watch them, but I'm always happy to support a good thing. I did see a clip of someone doing a run in some sort of rally game where one of the participants was a speedrunner and the other participant was an actual rally driver.
Ooh.
And I don't remember who was who. One of them was like just telling the other where to turn. It was impressive.
I can hear a grub. And if memory serves... Yeah, this area is a bit dark, so ideally we would have the lantern for this. In fact, yeah, if I'm remembering correctly, the area up ahead is going to get even darker, and we can go there. I have navigated that place in the darkness. But I would rather keep that as a matter of last resort. Yeah, if you're wondering where the grub is hiding, here we go.
Though I will say one thing about the Games Done Quicks, because there's Awesome Games Done Quick and Summer Games Done Quick. It is odd that, like, you know, they raise, like, literally millions of dollars for charity, like, every event.
Mm-hmm.
And it is odd to me that, like, there is so much discussion about Games Done Quick online, at least in the circles that I run. And, like, there is a fraction of that for Desert Bus, which also raises over $1 million for charity every time.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love me some Desert Bus, but variety, you know? Like, Desert Bus only ever does Desert Bus. Poor bastards. Whereas Awesome Games Done Quick can be like, hey, Final Fantasy XIV players, we're doing, a speedrun to get to level 100. Or whatever it is. Like, they can appeal to a wider variety of demographics. They don't just have the sickos who, care about Desert Bus as a game.
I mean, the actual playing of Desert Bus has slowly become the least relevant part of Desert Bus.
Yes.
Hey, Scott, nice to see you.
Scott! Woo! Oh, wow. That was very poor on that. I was too excited to see Scott.
It's basically just a week-long, variety show at this point.
Which I'm fine with, and they do very good work, but the one thing that does always bother me is it means all of Loading Ready Run's other content, goes on hiatus for, 2 weeks. And I'm just I gotta get my fix.
We're doing great, Scott. As we said at the top of the stream, it's very cold in the Netherlands at the moment. It's -7 degrees Celsius where I am at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is actually, I don't want to say the coldest winter on memory for me, because it's not, but it's the coldest we've had in a good long while.
Yeah. The funniest part about living in the Netherlands is definitely, that the public transport system is literally never prepared for cold and snow.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes they're not even prepared for autumn. They'll be like, oh, there's delays on, the schedule today because there's leaves on the tracks.
Yeah.
It's a train. It outweighs leaves by a factor of literal millions. Why is this a problem? Hey, Coral. Let's see, where's the...
You can find a bench. You're kind of low on hit points.
That's why I came here.
Oh, nice.
There we go. Yeah, good to hear that France is also really getting it at the moment in terms of temperature. Okay, we can get a rancid egg here for 120 bucks.
Tasty.
I am gonna get that because we will eventually be turning those in, much like grubs, for goods and services. It's a rancid egg economy, and we're just living in it. Okay, I can hear a grub. I can't quite navigate this, but that's fine.
There's a trans joke that I can do with a rancid egg economy, and I can't quite get the setup for that punchline, but I want you to know that I did think about it.
I appreciate it. Here we go.
Nice.
And yeah, then this side leads to the fungal wastes, which I'm not actually...
Stinky.
Ow. Alright, these lads are big and have slightly more hit points. I don't particularly want to, dive into the fungal waste right this second, but as you can tell from this, from these leaves of paper on the ground, Cornifer is nearby. I love how the game sort of telegraphs that. And Cornifer is a good opportunity to get goodies. So,
speaking of environmental design, I have discourse that I've been thinking about, and I apologize for bringing this up again, but I do have takes. I was playing Assassin's Creed Shadows last night, and it got me thinking about yellow paint. The famous...
I'm just enjoying this phrasing. In my youth, I'd have braved their caves, but I fear my matured physique wouldn't be able to outrun them were they to turn violent.
In my youth, I'd have braved their caves is also...
Yes, that too. But yeah, my matured physique. I love he's talking about his own body like it's cheese.
I did have a delicious, sort of older cheese the other day. It has a really interesting sweet aftertaste. I wish I could remember what it was called. Anyway, so the yellow paint thing, right? I was playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. Gorgeous game. Visually just spectacular. And It's got very detailed environments, and the detailed environments are, I think, why the yellow paint exists, right? Because if you look at, I think the most like in-depth environments I've ever seen in a game is probably Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora.
Which is a game I've seen quite a lot of recently, because Cassie has been streaming it to me. But yeah.
It's
Hey, rare friend.
so incredibly mid. Like, I stopped playing it.
I mean, if you enjoy an Ubisoft game, TM, and you just haven't played one of those in a good long while, and you want to get your fix while having a very pretty thing to look at, it does that very well.
Yeah. See, I like the Ubisoft game, but I don't like the Far Cry version very much. I prefer the Assassin's Creed variant. Hence Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah. Also, yes, Langra is a great bug. I know we just said hi earlier, but we will be seeing more of her a little bit later. And speaking of people to meet, I'm trying to remember her name. Is it Mildred or Millicent? Something with a Mill.
Oh, Bakura Finero.
Millabelle the banker. She provides a banking service, if you're interested. So yeah, the game presents this as a... Hey, do you want to maybe, like, open up a bank account so that way you can store money and you can die without losing money? You could just get it back here.
I think the first time I saw this mechanic was in Dragon Quest.
In this game, like, Silksong does it way better because Silksong uses beads as the currency, and the way it gets around this, you can chain beads together into a string that just becomes an item in your inventory, and you can crack it to get that money, so that way you can hold on to it and not lose it until you need it. In this game, all you have is Millabelle, and also, she's a con artist. Like, if you deposit more than 3,000 money in here, she runs.
Great.
You can find her later and get your money back with interest. It's actually a really good gag. Like, we'll see it much later, but, like, this little stand she's got here. This is cardboard. I'm not kidding. It falls over.
That's very funny.
Fantastic comic timing.
Great use of, like, the fact that your game is in 2D. But to go back to the yellow paint thing, it's like it is kind of like immersion breaking, I suppose, but I think it's a necessary thing to indicate the elements of the environment that are interactable, right? Like, if it wasn't going to be yellow paint, it was going to be something else. And it's just a victim of games being this detailed nowadays. And that's not to say that, like, older games didn't do this as well, right? Like, there's the very famous example from, like, the very first Zelda game, where there's just tiles on the ground that create an arrow that points to, like, a place where you should not bomb the wall.
Which is something they would drop for later installments, and it's, you know, a mixed bag. Like, it means that they can hide a lot of secrets, which is fun for, like, randomizer purposes. But if you're just trying to actually play something like A Link to the Past normally, it's, it can be very tedious.
Yeah, like in the Minish Cap, they didn't indicate, like, secret walls very well. Like, the way you find them is you, like, charge up your spin attack.
Ooh, our first actual check of the day. What do we got? Actually, it's not our first
Egg.
one. All right, we have another egg. And then we have another one right here. Fragile heart. That will eventually be very important.
And the way you find the bombable walls, is you charge up your spin attack, and then you just, like, move your character into the wall, and Link would, like, stab the walls, and it would make a different sound if it was a bombable secret wall.
That's not a Minish Cap invention. They started doing that as far back as Link to the Past.
Yeah, I've never played Link to the Past, so...
Fair.
Well, that's not true. I haven't finished Link to the Past. I have started it a bunch of times. But yeah, like... And if you don't know the game very well, there is that sort of just annoying period where like, well, I've dealt with all the enemies. Time to walk into literally every wall just in case I find something.
This is going to be a mini boss encounter. Well, not
And you've
boss
only got
exactly.
one health left.
Yeah. Because we can't heal, because we took that away at the start. I know I said at the top of the stream, like, let's get some money for the quill, but we've not really gotten the opportunity to do that, because I keep buying things from, like, Cornifer and Stack Stops. So, I have an idea. Let's go get some money from the Grub Father. We've found a couple grubs. We can cash in on that a little bit.
Although the funniest example, and this is not an original thought, is in like the first Pokemon game, you find items in like 3 trash bins, like total. And now 80% of Pokemon players check every trash bin in every game just in case.
I feel like Nintendo could and should lean into that a little bit by being like, alright, so we're gonna have like 1 trash bin in the game where there isn't an item, but we're gonna hide like a muck in the garbage, like, can or something. Because, you know, or like a Garbodor or something. Alright, what do we got? A grub! We found enough grubs that we got another grub. Let's remind ourselves. Alright, eventually we'll get Vengeful Spirit, which is, a spell that I do want. And after that, no more check rewards, but we will be coming back here just to get money.
I am reasonably sure you can afford the quill now. I think it was 700 something.
I think it was more like 450. So yeah, let's I think it was at this store. There's like 4 stores in the game, so 475. Right, I forgot.
You don't have enough charms.
Yeah, Salubra normally only sells charms, and she'll sell you more if you have more charms. Obviously, the contents of her store have been randomized, but the you need enough charms for this mechanic remains intact. So, womp womp. Alright.
Can you buy any charms here, like, at all?
Not here, but let's check the other stores. We found 3 out of 4 of those. So let's have a look. And also I should check in how many we have right now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess it's not counting the white fragment because right now it can't be equipped, so it doesn't count as a charm.
Yeah.
Hey Sly.
Paktuwasjio.
Paktuwasjio to you too as well. Alright, no charms. And then we check in with... Is it Iselda? Papanada.
Bapanada.
Saluba's Blessing. Also no actual charms, okay.
The shell marker does look like a charm.
It do, yes. Let's see here. We could go to... We could try and get over to the last shop, because that's over in the fungal wastes, and we can now get there from Queen Station. Where's... Here we go.
There's a part, to go back to the trash bin discussion, there is a part of me that's thinking, like, in one of the later games, they did do something along the lines of, like, what are you rooting around in the trash for when you, like, try to open one? Just sort of lampshaded.
Yeah. So, sincere question. Why do we call it lampshading?
I knew this once.
I feel like I did
very
too,
long
but I
time
don't
ago.
remember. Oh, I got exploded, but I just picked up a bunch of money, so worth it.
Time to do some searching. It is annoying that like I have the instinct to call it Googling, but I don't use Google search anymore. And saying quanting just is embarrassing.
Also, let's be frank, terrible mouthfeel.
Yeah. Yes,
Ooh.
thank you, Wiktionary. I do know what a lampshade is. I'm looking for the verb.
We have an excellent suggestion from chat. Thank you kindly. Believing it comes from television and putting a lampshade to hide a microphone pole. Which...
Time to go to the best source for things like this, tvtropes.org. You can tell it's old because it's a .org.
I mean, is that the best or is it the second best? Because when it comes to like delightfully unreliable internet sources, it's hard to top the Urban Dictionary.
I mean, TV Tropes at least has pedigree, you know? I did learn recently that TV Tropes, like, was founded because of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I do remember hearing about that, yeah.
It was... I discovered this in a Tumblr post, which are also, like, you know, famously bastions of accurate information. But I did fact-check it, and it is true. And it was a post about, like... wow, but I'm watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and wow, they're really harping on this came back wrong trope. They're literally even using the term. And then they looked it up and it's just like, oh, this is where it came from.
Open the door, get on the floor, everybody do the dinosaur. A little scary, but we got there. Great slash, hell yeah.
Nice.
That means we can now actually attack to the right if we need to. Just takes a little wind up. A lot of people kind of sleep on Great Slash. Like, they'll get it and they'll be like, okay, that's kind of convenient, I'll use that. It adds up. Like, it makes a very nice, sizable difference. And in things like boss fights, when you have a... Like, because a lot of boss fights in this game work with, like, you do enough damage and it gets stunned for a sec. Sneaking in a Great Slash when they do, great way of speeding up the boss fight and reducing the amount of damage you take.
Based on some cross-referencing different sources,
Dang it.
it is currently unknown why we call it lampshading. It has no single known origin.
I'm so miffed right now, because, like, we are extremely close to the fourth and final shop. Like, it's literally across this pond, and then I walk to the right, and we're there. But I can't quite clear this pond at the moment.
Yeah. Remind me, you do get an air dash in this game, and you also get a double jump on top of that?
Correct, yes. And eventually the ability to swim through acid. So there's, like, multiple different things we can do. We even get a super dash, so we can also do this without the regular air dash. There's like 4 things that will get me across, but none of them I have right now. So, womp to the womp, etc. But I have a plan. Let's, because I can't remember off the top of my head if we've bought everything from the stag stops. Let's go check out those. Dartmouth. I think this check doesn't appear until you get the Dartmouth stag stop check. So, nothing here yet. Then let's check out King's Station. Nothing here. There is a check in this room, actually. It's right above me here. You can kind of see the little spikes on the roof.
Yeah.
What you do is you wall jump on that wall to the right here. Air dash onto those spikes, pogo across the spikes, and then there is a check right up top. But I can't do...
Those spikes are not just decorative.
No. There's no... Like, they will actually kill you if you touch them as well. So, yeah. There is a check here, but I just can't get to it yet. Let's see. Resting grounds.
I know I bring this up a lot.
Could you nerf that bot in the chat, please?
Absolutely.
Bye.
Hey, Scott got it before I got to it. Hell yeah.
Thank you, Scott. Here we go. Found an actual check here. A charm notch. That's adjacent to what we're looking for. Hidden station. Here we go. Got another one. Wanderer's Journal. That's money on layaway. We can sell that later. So, right now, I'm fine. Don't need that. We got an adjacent. Woo! And right, last one. What do we got? A grub. Is that relevant?
I mean, we're at 14 now, and we need 19 to get the
spell, yeah. So,
yeah.
Might as well get that, yeah. Alright. So... yeah, go ahead.
It might be worth just, like, going somewhere new-ish.
Yeah,
and
that's
just
it.
Trying to see what we can find, because there might just be charms there, too.
Yeah. Ooh, I can think of... oh, that's iffy. That's iffy. But it's a thing to try, at least. Okay, because, okay, going through these... Stag Nest gets us to the cliffs, and we've already gone through those. They're not, like, we're not done with them, but we can't do anything more right now with what we have. So, Stag Nest, we're good. Hidden Station takes us to the... no, Hidden Station takes us to... yeah, that takes us to the Ancient Basin. Distant Village takes us to... Deep Nest. And Deep Nest is a place I do not want to go yet. Because doing Deep Nest without a lantern is doable. I've done it. I've even done it in vanilla Hollow Knight without the randomizer, because you can end up down there without a lantern. I wouldn't recommend it. But you can. But
Remind me, Deep Nest is an area that you can, like, very easily go accidentally, like, really early in the game, right? Am I misremembering?
No, you're actually remembering entirely correctly. There's a part of the fungal wastes where the floor will, like, collapse underneath you. If you're very quick on the draw, you can jump out of it. But if you don't, then yes, you do fall down into Deep Nest, and that can be a bit of a walk. No.
I do appreciate a game that is, like, occasionally eager to troll its players a little bit. I think there is sort of an upper limit to that until it becomes just, like, not fun anymore. Although your mileage may vary on where you draw that line. Like, there are people who played I Want to Be the Guy on purpose, you know? Like,
To quote Dan Floyd, there's funny cruel, and there's this is gonna take so much time cruel. Sometimes those two overlap, but only sometimes.
I ran into one or two of the latter in one of my favorite Metroidvanias, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
There we go.
That were thankfully optional, and so I didn't actually finish them.
Pogo, 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 pogo. I
Oh,
can't. I can't wall jump onto that. That's fine. Like, I was only going to go there for the money anyway. Going further than that, you do need more than the pogo, so... Let's head on back for a sec, because... there is stuff I want to do here, because... Ancient Basin has a couple checks. They're not easy. Basin is a fairly late area. Right, this is... Let Helena's Pale King relieve you feel good. Drop all Geo into the fountain for Helena's Seal. When it says drop all Geo, you might think, oh, pay what I have. No, you do actually need to pay, like, a certain amount in total. And it's like 2,000.
Gross.
And a Helena's Seal is just, like, a thing to sell for about 400, I think. Oh, I was so eager to avoid enemies there that I kind of dropped down a bit, but that's fine. So, yeah, that's a check we probably won't bother with unless we're feeling completionist. But yeah.
It is a very odd experience. Like, I have your Discord screen share open on one monitor and the Twitch stream open on the other one to monitor it. So it is a very odd experience, like, seeing things happen twice, basically.
See everything
Like-
twice. See everything twice.
Like, you got hit by that bug, and then, like, a second and a half later, it happened on my right monitor again. Yeah, I was about to say, I imagine Scott relates to this as well.
How it feel? Right, there's a collapsible floor here, but we don't have the right spell for that yet, because, yeah, we only have Howling Wraiths at the moment. So what we're gonna do is mark this on the map as a reminder to ourselves. Oh, I'm locked in here. That's bad. I'd forgotten that it locks you
They're
in.
locked in here with you.
True. So true, bestie. But I'm gonna bail out because I don't want to have to die, come back here, get my money, etc. That's a bit much to go through at the moment, and there is another direction we can go from the Ancient Basin that I would prefer to go instead, because I think I can get at least 2 checks. I have a bit of a gander.
Yes.
Whoop. Overshot it. Here we go. Oh.
I'm, like, tuned in enough to alternative music that I know that Geese is one of the, like, the big bands of last year that really broke through on the alternative scene.
Right, can't get up here without a left side wall jump.
Not gonna lie, I didn't love their album. I turned it off because I hate the voice of the vocalist.
Mm-hmm.
It is also very funny that it was like Geese got really big, and also a band called Goose also got really big. I remember, I think 2, maybe 3 years ago at this point, there were 2 games that got announced like really close to each other that both had the number 33 in them. One of them is obviously Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I don't remember what the other one was. But it was also, it sounded very similar.
Claire 33 Expedition Obscure.
Because the first big example of that I can remember happening was the Outer Worlds and the Outer Wilds.
Yep.
Around the same time.
Right. This part is locked off until further notice. There is the overgrown mound, which we can get to from Fog Canyon. Let's actually do that, yeah. Like, I just need to enter the mound with full health, and then I feel pretty comfy taking that on.
Bing is such a bad search engine, man.
Yeah, like, I'm a Microsoft Edge apologist. I am not a Bing apologist. Like, sorry, Amazing Spider-Man movies, but I will not partake. That will never not be funny to me that Peter Parker uses fucking Bing. Sorry about the swearing.
My favorite thing in, like, especially TV shows is they don't get the license to any, like, search engine. So they have to use, like, I'm going to go to searchtheweb.com to look up lore for chupacabras.
If you're wondering the argument in favor of purple, mostly it's just that by web browser standards, it uses very little memory. You can have literally hundreds of tabs open, and it won't actually hog much of your computer's memory. It's efficient, if nothing else. And to be fair, there's very little else, but it is efficient. But yeah, just once I would like to see a TV show like that get around this problem by just cut out the middleman. Like, don't make up your own thing. Like, just go to Ask Jeeves. I doubt the Ask Jeeves people are gonna sue.
I don't even know if Ask Jeeves is still, like, in existence.
I think it is. Some sicko is keeping it alive for some reason. Affectionate. Sicko affectionate.
It has been rebranded to ask.com. And it does still exist. To
Alta Vista. Hell yeah. Nice one, Scott. Let me fire up my Netscape Navigator to go there.
I also enjoy, like...
I'm definitely overshooting something here. There's definitely a side path leading to the overgrown mound, and I'm just, like, not paying close enough attention.
Maybe there's that, like, little outcrop on a right side?
No, it's definitely to the left. I'm just, like...
Okay.
Like, okay, this is not it, because, like, this is acid that I can't swim across. So I think it's over on the next screen somewhere.
I have a lot of fondness for, like, really, like, blatant product placement.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of the funny things in Bones... Or, no, it wasn't Bones. I think it was Castle. Is They'll be like, let me look this up. And then there's just like a really aesthetically pleasing shot of them grabbing like a Microsoft Surface Pro and opening like the search window in like everybody's favorite operating system, Windows 8.
Not even 8.1.
No. Or just the shilling that Bones does for, like, some car. I think it's a Chrysler Windows 8 mentioned, yeah. Where they'll be like, they'll try to, like, incorporate it into the dialogue where one of the characters will be like, no, like, I know a shortcut. Don't worry. And then the other character will be like, well, no, with the inbuilt navigation of the Chrysler Slurmcore car, you can input your I don't know. You can input your destination, it'll find the most optimal route.
I'm also now thinking back to like an ancient Simpsons bit where like Krusty's dad gets introduced. He's a rabbi who's like this very Solomon-like figure that people go to, and people ask him like, "Rabbi, should I do this? Yes. Should I do this? Yes." And then one dude goes like, "Rabbi, should I buy a Chrysler?" And he goes like, "Can you rephrase that as an ethical question? Is it right to buy a Chrysler?" "Yes, for great is the car with 4-wheel drive and powerful suspension." Like, ethically flavored corporate shilling.
Although it does also frequently remind me of just the Truman Show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like, oh, you're feeling down? Why don't you enjoy some Mother's Milk branded hot chocolate mix? And Truman is just like, what the hell are you talking? Why are you talking like that? And that is just kind of like what watching YouTube is nowadays.
JD Nicholson sort of made a great point of that in her Star Wars Land video. Like, because people call it Star Wars Land over in Disney World. But that's not what it's called, and if anybody ever uses the full name, like the Star Wars Force Awakens Hotel Experience, or whatever the full name is.
The, like, Galactic Star Cruiser thing.
Here we go. Queen Station sad. We gotta understand. Woo, woo, woo.
I also love, I know we, like, disproportionately hate the Costco guys more than most people.
Rightly so.
Because of their repeated and continuous involvement in All Elite Wrestling.
Despite our many letters to the contrary.
Yeah.
Dear Tony Khan.
But it is clear that, like, I'm about to say a sentence that I don't think I've ever said before. It feels like the Costco guys sold out. Because now they're like, they used to just be like, oh, we love shopping at Costco. But now they're like very pointedly using the absolute 100% correct product names when they bring it up in a video.
Here we go. Which... Alright, we just got the stack. We got this particular stack stop now as a destination. I thought we got the ones for Queen's Gardens, which... Yeah, Queen Station is not in Queen's Gardens. That's my bad. Okay. Deep Nest is an option. It's not one I like, but it's an option. But I think I would rather do the Fungal Wastes, because, like, both are gonna be, you know, a little bit of a hazard course, but the Fungal Wastes at least aren't as dark and aren't as noisy. Like, when we get to Deep Nest, I will be turning down the sound effects a little bit, just because it's a very noisy and busy place. Yeah, we went here earlier to talk to Cornifer. Now let's actually go exploring the place.
I do appreciate, as an, like, visual design decision, to, like, have the little orb things that you can bounce off of be, like, visibly thicker lines than the ones in, like, the background. To make it clear that they are interactable.
Yeah, it's a little bit thicker. It's like a little bit more in focus. You know, different color, particle effects. It's jolly good. This door still closed at the moment. All right. And then we can't go here without a left side wall jump. So this particular branch done nice and early.
Remind me, where is the Chrysler building?
It's either New York or Chicago.
I can Wikipedia this. Manhattan, New York. Wow, that definitely looks like the Empire State Building.
Yep.
Just visually. You know, given all of the things I have experienced that take place in New York, you'd think I would know this better. But I guess, especially in like TV shows, if they may not be allowed to say the words Chrysler Building if they hadn't paid for the license to say Chrysler.
I mean, they're allowed to say Chrysler. Like, there's like, especially in like casual, like, you know, there's laws that apply to, like, you can't just say that in like a slanderous context or whatever. But if a character wants to be like, you know, oh, go to the Chrysler Building, they're allowed to say that. That like it being copyrighted doesn't preclude that. But what that is doing is probably like free advertising. And why would you do free advertising when you can get paid for it?
True. Hey, we're at the top of the hour, so it's about time to take a break.
It's bedtime. I'm gonna very quickly get across here, and yeah, this is a good place. Real quick. So yeah, stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back in just a minute. We're gonna go stretch, cycle some fluids, do the same if you haven't already, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Take care.
Bye-bye.
And we are back. There. Yeah. I wish I'd
had a good break.
Yeah, I wish I had time to shave this morning, but I overslept a little bit, which, you know, I know, my bad, but I blame the casserole I made last night.
That did look very good.
It was very good. It still is, as a matter of fact, but because I didn't eat all of it. But I did eat like half of it, and it genuinely put me into a carb coma for like 30 to 45 minutes.
I gotta say, I don't know if I've ever, like... Okay, it's probably happened at some point, but I very rarely get the, like, carb coma effect. Like, I think the most, like, obvious example of the carb coma that I've ever experienced is, like, that one evening in D&D where we just had, like...
We had taco cake, and then regular cake.
Cake.
Yep. Double cake will do it to you.
But I think part of it is also, like, I don't eat that many carbs with, like, dinner. Like, I have, you know, granola for breakfast, and I have, like, whole wheat bread with lunch. But with dinner, I typically go hard on the vegetables more than, like, the carbs. Unless I'm eating pasta, I suppose.
I mean, in this case, I went hard on vegetables too, but in this case, the vegetable was sweet potato, so it had a lot of carbs in it. Like, and also just, I did the math in my head. Like, okay, I had half the casserole. What does that work out to? That does mean I ate one entire, hi Hornet, sweet potato. So that's half a kilo by itself, because I got a chonky frigging sweet potato, let me tell you. Yeah, it's like, okay, that's 1 sweet potato, 1 egg, 1/3 of a cup of sour cream, 150 grams of bacon, 88 grams of cheese, like 3.5 spring onions. It adds up, is what I'm saying. Alright, can't do this without a dash or a double jump. Or a super dash.
So the people who are in the official Gamepodular Discord, which you can join here at this link, will have seen that I acquired a new plushie recently.
Mm-hmm. And it is adorable.
It's great. It's of Arkfeld from Monster Hunter Wilds. It has sort of just been sitting on my dining table since I took that photo, and I'm not gonna lie, I have sort of been jump scared by it a little bit, at least twice. Like, I'll be coming out of my kitchen and be like, oh my god, there's some sort of creature on my dining table. I'm living in the world of the Gremlins movies.
We only have 1 bit of HP, but you gotta try. We don't gotta fight him, we just gotta dodge him.
I do have another one coming in the mail at some point. It's gonna take like another 2 or 3 weeks of Rathalos. Nice.
Oof.
Whoa. Oh, you almost hit the acid there.
And I'm a little worried about this jump, if I'm being honest.
You have the left wall grab, right?
No, the right.
Bummer.
It's alright. We'll get our ghost back.
Yeah, see, the thing is, Scott, like, you have an extensive amiibo collection, and I have a approaching extensive plushie collection at this point. Like, I have, just in one section of my bookshelf, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Nope, I lost count already. I have 8 plushies just sitting in one section of my bookshelf by itself. Admittedly, some of them are smaller than the other ones, but 4 of them are the Vancouver 2010 Olympic Games mascots.
Which, to be fair, are strong contenders for the best ever Olympic mascots.
Yeah. Which I bought, of course, in China. They are knockoffs. I went to the Bird's Nest Stadium, and they had like an official Olympics merch store there. And I also have some paleo plushies. They're great.
You have a randomal?
I do have a Randomal. I do have a B-Rex. The problem is, these plushies individually take up more space than an amiibo, but there are way more amiibos than there are plushies that I want. So it kind of evens out. Ooh, I should dust. I should just dust in general.
I mean, Dust and Elysian Tale is a pretty darn good game, so yes, you should.
I finished it. I played it like ages ago. It is very good. I love the way the combat feels in that game.
It's
Just the
kinesthetic joy.
The screwdriver slash, I forget what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
I do, yes.
Combined with you fire those the projectiles and then you whip them around the screen with the screwdriver slash. Oh.
For those who don't know, Dust and Elysian Tale made by the same person who did the opening cutscene of Jazz Jackrabbit 2. Like, his name eludes me at the moment, but same person. Fun fact.
Dean Dodrill.
Dean Dodrill, that was it. The Dean Meister. Yeah, just gonna go slow and steady. I know I cannot get to the bench in Mantis Village, but there is another bench in the Fungal Wastes that I want to get to. It's about as close to the actual bottom as you can get without getting into the Mantis Village.
I'm scrolling through the Dust and Elysian Tale Wikipedia page, and I was reminded of a big blast from the past. Do you remember subscription boxes?
As in, like, Loot Crate, etc.?
Yeah.
I do.
How, every YouTuber was shilling for Loot Crate at some point? And I bring this up because in May of 2016, Humble Hearts joined forces with the subscription box company IndieBox to distribute an exclusive physical release of Dust and Elysian Tale. IndieBox, you may be surprised to discover, also no longer exists.
I remember I looked up Loot Crate a little while back. Also, yes, we got the bench, and there goes the woo! But I looked them up a while back to see, are they still in business? My understanding is the corporate entity does still exist, somebody bought it, but they very much went very bankrupt. Turns out the CEO was concealing a lot of debt, if memory serves. But okay.
Imagine
finally got a
trying.
check.
Yes.
Dream Nail. Okay, that's a very big one. We can do a lot with that.
That opens up so much, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine trying to start one of those subscription box things nowadays with shipping prices being as hellish as they are.
Yeah, you'd think that, that sort of thing might actually have, gotten better as a result of the pandemic. And you'd be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't do anything here until we have a left side wall jump. And also some other bits and bobs. It's actually a very involved area, but okay.
The only one of those things that I'm aware of still exists is Pro Wrestling Crate by Pro Wrestling Tees. And I only know this because I can't unsubscribe from the Pro Wrestling Crate emails without also unsubscribing from the Pro Wrestling Tees ones, and it's very annoying.
That's Bretta, who is very important, and we love her, and we will save her, but don't have what we need in order to do that just yet, so hang in there, girl. You can do it. She'll be fine. Alright, so now the question becomes, do we go Mantis Village or do more Dreamnail stuff? Mantis Village is close by. We can do some bits and bobs there.
That jump right there is an excellent example of something you brought up in the first stream, where upgrading your nail too far might actually be a detriment.
Yep.
Because, if you mess up that jump and kill that mantis in one hit, you've got to leave the area and come back.
Not just leave the area, hit a bench, because
Yeah.
most enemies stay dead once you kill them. Not all of them, but most of them.
I think it's slightly too high.
Yep. So Mantis Village itself is out of reach. I think there was one other little side branch earlier on that I want to check out. It's, I think, just a way to, like, open up a door so we have a shortcut that lets us get around the wastes a little easier. But that's worth doing. Also, I don't think we ever went to the right here. Not that I think there's a check here, but, you know. Ah, yeah, there's a little bit of lore.
So you're playing this via the Good Old Games version.
Yes.
And there's a couple things I wanted to mention about Good Old Games. All of it cool.
Okay, so you can unclench.
Yeah. The first is they recently split off from CD Projekt Red to become their own, like, independent entity.
Mm-hmm.
And the other is they recently implemented a new feature where you can, like, vote on games that are not on the platform, but if, like, enough people show interest in it being on the platform, they'll, like, try and see if they can get it on there. And there are a couple games, purely for nostalgia reasons, that I mean, it's Good Old Games, right? That I would really like to be able to have, like, easy access to. And if you're like me and have fond memories of playing Lord of the Rings: The Battle for Middle-earth 2, a game that is no longer legally allowed to be sold because, like, Ubisoft doesn't own the license for Lord of the Rings anymore, vote for it, and Good Old Games will do what they can. Nice.
Alright. So the door's switched open. Let's...
I think about licensed games, like, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because while the vast majority of them are bad, especially, like, movie tie-in licensed games, it is sort of like you either see, like, really big licensed games or garbage mobile licensed games these days. You know, you got your Sony produced, like, Spider-Man games. You've got that Wolverine game from Insomniac that's coming out in the near future.
I mean, the Sony Spider-Man games aren't explicitly tie-ins.
No. They're just licensed games, right? They just have the Spider-Man license.
Yeah.
Or you have, like, Trailer Park Boys Pay Dirt or whatever that mobile game is called that had that ad integration on AEW Dynamite that one time.
Yoka, that neuron was dead. It was dead and buried. We sealed the catacomb, and you just took a crowbar and opened it back up, and I don't appreciate it. You could have let it die, Yoka. Like,
that's what I'm here for, to annoy you with things you forgot about.
Sometimes dead is better.
Because, yeah, like, genuinely, what's the, like, again, most of these movie licensed games are not all that good, but they do still deserve preservation because they are still works of art, you know? And so the fact that you can't legally buy a lot of these anymore just because the license lapsed, like, sucks.
There's a bunch of stuff we can do with the Dream Nail, but one of the big ones is right here. Because now, what's this?
people who've been paying attention, we've picked up items that are relevant to this character. I believe.
I mean, that character we saw there was, like, they're just a corpse with a little bit of foreshadowing tied to them, but yes, that red fire, very thematically important, because, and we could just bench warp to get there. Because, yeah,
Exactly.
some people will have shown up now in Dartmouth. In fact, you'll notice Elderbug is not here. Oh, look there. Something strange and sinister has suddenly appeared. It fills me with dread. I think it best I try to ignore it. If I don't look at it, it'll go away. Yeah, we have 2 tents here. Hello.
Nasu?
Did you call us? We call us and we came. We came. TMI, but okay. You don't look scared. Why did you call us? It doesn't matter. Don't tell me. We came and I can smell something. Something deep below us. I want it. I want it. I love Divine. She is... Nice one, Scott. If I can't see it, it's not illegal. Yes.
I assume, given the two of you, that it is a Simpsons reference.
Yep. Yeah. Divine exists to interact with the fragile charms. Normally what she'll do is she'll take one and for a payment remove the fragile part, essentially. Like right now these charms will work, but if we die they'll break and they won't work anymore. She can make them like unbreakable. You do still need to bring those charms to her, and you can still pay her for her services. But the things you get from her are now part of the randomizer pool, so let's see what we get. Because we have, yeah, Unbreakable Heart. Well, we have Fragile Heart, which, let's see what she does with that. Fragile Heart, beautiful, precious. Will you let me see it? You have to show it to me. Okay, we can get a Mask Shard for $600. Honestly, not a bad price for our Mask Shard, because, you know, we do want to up our maximum HP at some point. But that's not going to get us places we couldn't go before.
Yeah.
Now let's try it with Fragile Greed. A grub for 450.
That's a pricey grub.
Yeah, like possibly worth it. Because, you know, that's like grubs will get us spells and spells will get us places. And it will, like, grubs partially pay themselves back at least. But,
Yeah.
alright, let's fix up our charm loadout a little bit.
To go back to the Simpsons reference, I watch a lot of police procedurals, as the fact that I have brought up both Bones and Castle in this stream alone might indicate to you. And one of my favorite things that they do sometimes is, like, when someone works at a company and they really want to help, but, like, they're like, you know, I can't legally show you any of this paperwork. But if I just leave it on my desk and go get a cup of coffee, I can't be held responsible for what happens.
Which is not how that works, but it is fun. I grant you, yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, you know what? I don't kink shame. If this is what you two are into, go ahead. Like, what if I play another bug like an accordion? Why not?
Baba Gondala. You wish to see the master. Return with the child full of flame, and he shall appear.
And in the meantime, we do have something. Money. And yeah, we need more Grimkin Flames. As well as the charm that goes with that. But yes, that will become very important later on. Let's think of what else we can do with our Dream Nail, because that is our big fancy new. We can use that for something. Okay, let's see here. There is a boss fight I can now do in the Crossroads with that, but it's a pretty spicy one, and I haven't yet bought anything that like increases my health or the like, so preferably not. There is one of those trees in King's Pass, but I don't have good double jump or dashing yet, and so I think I'm pretty sure I just can't actually do that one yet. But, ooh, speaking of trees, I just remembered. There is a tree I can do. Plus, we gotta hit up the Grub Father anyway. Actually, there's something else. This well we've been ascending and descending up and down to get to Dirtmouth and such. If you actually go up the shaft, there's a little side room.
Ooh.
Yes!
We can heal?
We can heal.
Yes, let's go.
It's gonna, like, simplify. Like, healing is not required for a single check, but it's just gonna simplify and speed up exploration so much. Alright. Because, yeah, there's a nice little crack in the wall up here, so... Smack. Get up here. We have some money. And a tree here that will get us a rancid egg. Let's go for it. Yeah. Normally, all of these orbs will be getting us... I just realized we might have needed those flying boys in order to get to this red orb. Yeah, I think my spider boys just...
Ooh, that's brutal.
Yeah, alright, we'll just warp back and unequip those. This is also, by the way, why you don't want these kinds of, like, summoner charms equipped when you do the flower delivery quest, which, yes, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Because, you might think, well, you know, like, they're protective. They can kill things for you. Like, they'll help you survive. They're also an uncontrolled element.
Yeah.
So they can very easily do things you would prefer they didn't.
I love, like, summoner playstyles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was one of my favorite things to do in Torchlight, is I played a mage, and through the combination of just, like, summoning a bunch of goobers and using the big Kamehameha laser, you just basically become invincible. And it always, like, makes me sad that I have yet to play a tabletop RPG where that playstyle is really, like, worth it.
Right, if I leave this area, then... Whoop. The dream spheres go away.
Because, like, in D&D 5th edition, it is, like, the least bad I've seen, in that a lot of things that you summon, like, they can at least do something right after you do.
Alright, yeah, like, I could wait for these flying goobers to bounce their way back up here, but I feel like we could just hit up easier trees.
Though I will say, a tabletop RPG I am very excited about, Draw Steel, the MCDM RPG, is currently in the process of designing a dedicated summoner class. And I haven't played the game yet. I do hope to, but I have read it, and all the classes do seem very cool. So I'm hoping.
For the people who are unfamiliar, what, pray tell, is MCDM?
I actually don't know what it stands for, but it is a tabletop RPG company founded by former video game writer and Dungeons and Dragons YouTuber Matt Colville. It started as a company to release like third-party D&D 5e supplements, and then Wizards of the Coast was like, "Hey, we're going to change the open game license," and they were like, "Well, time to start making our own RPG." And Wizards did eventually like walk back the open game license, but at that point it was like, A, we already started the crowdfund for it, and B, we do want to make our own RPG, so let's just keep going.
Yep. I assume, by the way, that it stands for Matt Colville Dungeon Master?
Probably, but I don't know for sure.
For sure. Okay. So we have a rancid egg tree. We're not in a rush to get that. That's fine. Fungal wastes mostly did that. I guess there are boss fights we can do now. There are, like, the one in the Crossroads is a little spicy, so I prefer not to do that one. But there are others that are less spicy, so let's go ahead.
I have to admit, when you started talking about like, "Hey, can you introduce this thing for me?" There was a brief moment where I was like, "Are you gonna ask me to explain what a tabletop RPG is?"
No, I'm just gonna ask you what a table is, obviously.
James Hetfield.
Stop there. Those who try to leave this kingdom are cursed. Better to rest here until time itself sleeps.
It's a long-ass time to rest.
In my dreams, I would cut that plague with my nails, and then I turned my weapons upon the king. When I awoke, I began to understand. Those who hope are already doomed.
Alright, chill out.
This fight is like so much harder if you don't have the up splash, right?
Yep. Oh, I just remembered that there's another fight we can also do now against somebody foreshadowed in the previous stream. But yeah, this one wasn't too bad. Thank you.
Those who turn against the king are doomed. Do not call me a traitor, simply call me a fool.
That seems fair. And what do we get? We get Shaman Stone. Hey, that's a charm. So we can go to Saluber now. It's also really good because it increases the power of spells by like quite a bit.
Nice.
I'm not going to equip it yet because I only have the one spell at the moment, but later on, that's probably going to like lock into our loadout and then not go away again.
The heavy slash is not a spell?
No. Those are nail arts.
Yeah.
Quill. Map update. Look at that thing of beauty.
I do appreciate that it like remembers where you have been, so you don't have to do it after getting the quill.
Yep. City of Tears. Yeah, we've been to King Station. Yeah, okay. Da-da-da-da. Also, I should probably, like, think about buying some stuff. Like, okay, we could get a vessel fragment, a mask shard, pale ore, another mask shard.
You've been talking about increasing your health, so mask shards seem useful.
That's fair, yeah. Yeah, we now have half a mask, because they do very much work like pieces of heart. But yeah, I mentioned there's somebody else we can fight who was foreshadowed last time.
Yeah.
And if memory serves, you really cracked up when you saw their name. So
I'm immediately drawing a blank, but I am very excited.
Mm-hmm.
I have just accepted the fact that I am just really bad at remembering names.
I mean, I know the feeling, because you know how bad I am at remembering the names of actors.
Yeah.
Ooh, by the way, little side function of the Dream Nail I would like to show off for a sec. Like, mostly it's for progression and story. But you can smack enemies with it. You get, like, a tiny bit of insight as to what they're thinking, and get a good amount of soul. Which mostly is used to flex on people when you're doing, like, boss fights, but sometimes very useful. But yes, it's none other than Gorb!
Yeah.
I am Gorb! Bow! Bow to Gorb! The great mind! I am Gorb! Ascend! Ascend with Gorb! Straight Gorb in it.
The fucking noises it makes, Though I gotta say, there are a few fictional enemies that are gonna beat one of the fighters from War of the Monsters. It was sort of like the very classic alien called Zorgulon.
Zorgulon! I'm Gorb! The great mind! The pain! Sin! I'm Gorb! Mark of Pride. That's a very nice charm. Significantly extends my range. I don't quite have the slots to equip it at the moment, which is a shame. But I might actually swap out the Soul Catcher for it. We'll see. What other fights like this can we do? Ooh, I know one. Need to get back to Fungal Wastes for a sec. Can we do... Yeah, I think we can.
I am looking at the fandom wiki for War of the Monsters, and I am drowning in nostalgia for this PS2 game that I never owned and only played at a friend's house.
The correct amount of nostalgia, yes. Hang on a sec. Is that... No, okay.
Yeah,
I thought...
you don't have the right slash.
I don't know, but yeah, this dark patch of wall here, I was just like, is this like a breakable secret wall? But no, it's just slightly unusual bit of texturing, I guess. I know that's not the right word in a 2D context, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, these dream fights are a good way of quickly getting a couple more checks.
If I'm gonna shout out a game I really love. If you are interested in a game that like involves like reading people's thoughts in an interesting way, in a way that's like really affects gameplay, there's a number of great examples. Obviously, Psychonauts is like the most famous one, but I want to shout out Stick It to the Man as well. I love that game. And
am I correct in remembering that that's made by like veterans from Double Fine?
You would be incorrect.
Okay.
It's made by a Swedish studio.
Okay. I could have sworn that it had like an actual connection dev-wise with Psychonauts.
If at least I could be misremembering as well, but I don't think so. Like it's made by. I don't think Zoink exists anymore, which is what the studio is. They sort of got absorbed into Thunderful.
Play it on the Vita. Hell yeah.
God's perfect handheld console.
Wow. Ooh, I should. There's probably something I should address. Not an elephant in the room, but like, let's call it the pygmy hippo in the room. There is a character in this game called Mr. Mushroom, who is very obscure, very hard to find. By and large, very carefully hidden secret, and he does affect the ending of the game. Kinda, sorta. Like, he adds a 3-second, like, gag scene at the end of the game, if you do his quest, which is
Okay.
very, frankly, belabored, convoluted, difficult to do. There's areas in the game that secretly have, like, bits of lore if you have a certain charm equipped, and there's places he'll show up if you have a certain charm equipped. I'm not doing that for this run. Sorry to disappoint. Like, I am gonna go for the true ending of the game. That is to say, the one that actually ties into Silksong. But I'm not gonna do Mr. Mushroom on top of that. I'm gonna have enough on my plate as is. And trying to remember, we don't have a map yet for the Fungal Waste, unfortunately, but yeah, there's another dream boss. Oh, another dream boss I want to get to.
Here's a fun story for you about Stick It to the Man. I first learned of that game when I went to the biggest video game convention in the Netherlands, years ago. It's called First Look. I don't know if First Look exists anymore. I say this every time, but I never look it up.
I mean, you're in the co-pilot seat. You can.
Yeah. Where I talked to the lead developer at the time of that game. Based on the website, it has not happened since 2019.
Okay, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I think it also sort of got absorbed into Dutch Comic Con a little bit.
Why have you come here? I've come to tame this savage, ruined land. Many have come to purify this place, but all who dwell here are eventually consumed. Even the wild bugs lurking below us. Beware dreams of glory, child. Alternatively, what if I smack you a bunch?
And here comes some Hilka lore as well, I suppose. I used to be a semi-prolific writer on the Screw Attack blog section to show you how long ago that was. And for one of the blogs, I actually interviewed the lead developer of Stick It to the Man. And so for a long time, I had him on Skype. A lot of aspects of this story really show how old I am.
Okay, I hate to break it to you, we're kind of old.
I mean, all joking aside, like it is like the "oh my god, we're old" joke is funny to do, but like being in your 30s is not actually that old, you know?
Yeah, we don't have to dash yet, so this fight is pretty tricky. I gotta be careful and patient, and importantly, I gotta not use the Great Slash. Which I know sounds counterintuitive, why wouldn't I want to do that? Because hitting it with more slashes gives me more soul, which means I have more healing opportunities to recover from the damage that is currently kind of unavoidable due to my lack of a dash.
Like, realistically speaking, to go back to the old thing, I am of the opinion that, like, I don't think it is accurate to call yourself old until you're, like, 55. Like, putting aside the value of comedy.
I don't disagree. That said, I do think there is a cutoff point where you can no longer call yourself young, and we are past that point.
Yes.
We might not have, you know, Nick Jackson's hairline, but we are not, in fact, young.
Yeah, I'm young enough to, like, know that 6'7" exists, but not entirely know what it means. You know?
I believe that is kind of the point. It's a nonsense meme.
Yeah. The way I understand it is, like, if you're asking what it means, you're kind of doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Just a thing from a song that gets a reaction when people say it. Like, I know who the Rizzler is, but I don't know why he's famous.
Because of his iconic Riz face. I say, through gritted teeth.
Like, it's as iconic as Aiden Pierce's hat.
The sad thing is, it's probably more iconic.
Yeah, like, by a significant margin.
I'm not gonna... I was about to say, I'm not gonna do that boss fight with this health, and then I remembered, oh right, I can heal now. That's gonna take me a minute to, like, readjust to. I feel like I've already overshot the place I actually need to go to. Fungal Waste is trickier to navigate than you'd think without a map, but... Here we go. Yeah, okay, yeah. We go here, then we mostly just, like, keep hard to the right. If you do that, then getting to Elder Who is fairly inevitable.
Bad advice if you're looking to get into politics, but good advice if you're looking for a bot.
My favorite Elder Who is probably Patrick Troughton. I'm a big fan of his work. Oh, right, you haven't seen his particular era of Doctor Who.
I know he is a doctor. Mm-hmm. Mine is Temka. No, I don't expect you to understand this reference. This is a reference to the Mongolian band The Who.
There we go. Ooh. It is, with very careful timing, possible to walk through that. That's good to know.
Yes.
Gofas Namas.
Thought you weren't gonna do the heavy smash.
Now that I know I can walk through that and the damage isn't actually unavoidable, I'm a lot less worried about it.
Okay, cool.
There we go.
It is funny that, like, with the movement animation and the mask, looking at the Bug Knight, just sort of casual, like, the Bug Knight looks very casual when it's just, like,
Yes.
walking past these portable attacks.
I love that he dabs when he
Nicely
dies.
done.
Whoa! Have we been sleeping, child? Why then did I feel upset? Ah. I love that. I love that he has that brief little moment of like, oh, I'm dead, aren't I? Woo! I grew up.
One more grub and you get that spell.
Yep.
Okay, we just finished a boss and we're almost at the top of the hour, so this seems like a natural place to call it.
True. I'm just trying to
Maybe
think.
find our
real
way
quick.
back to a bench.
I mean, I can warp to a bench anytime I like, but
That's true.
yeah. I'm just trying to think if there's anything like very obvious to do with this, and there probably is. We can go get our grub money from the grub father at least. Just so I
Grub
don't-
money just sounds like insulting.
working for that grub money. Boink. Yeah, this way I won't forget.
Seems wise.
Alright. One more grub, and we'll be good to go next time.
Hell yeah. Speaking of next time,
Yes. Next time,
our
we'll
next
be-
stream is scheduled for the same bug time, same bug channel. That is Sunday, the 18th of January at 10 a.m. GMT
Yes.
on twitch.tv/Gamepodular.
Convert to your local time zone as needed. Yeah, we had a pretty solid session here, I'd say. Getting the Dream Nail is big because that is, as you have seen, opening up a lot of other options.
And getting focus, also huge.
Yes, like, not as huge. You be surprised / annoyed at how much you can get done in this game without healing. But it is very nice to have, you're not wrong. I am sort of back in the gonna think in between streams what to do next mode. Because, like, as good as this has been, we're running a little low on options, and I'm basically just gonna try very hard to think of, like, okay, what can we do that isn't Deep Nest?
Yeah.
But I hope you will join us for that next time, as always. I say as always, you know, it's still my first actual series of streaming, but I'm having a great time, and I hope you did as well. I've been your
I know
host,
I
Seskra.
am.
And joining me as sometimes was Hyuka.
I think I have a 100% attendance rate on streams overall. I don't think you and Scott have ever done a stream together.
No, not so. Which, fair enough. I'm willing to be wrong about this, but I believe I still have a 100% attendance record for the Unfocused podcast, which If you don't listen to that, you can check that out on our website, gamepodular.com, or on youtube.com/@gamepodular. And
or
if
your
you want to help
podcast
us,
platform of choice.
if you want to help us keep the lights on, you can throw us some money over on Ko-fi or on patreon.com/gamepodular for less than the price of a nail file a month. You can help us keep the lights on. And if you want to check out any of the VODs that we do here, the VODs of the streams that we do here, you can go to youtube.com/@gamepodular_streams_highlights. And
That's correct.
yeah, that will have the VODs as well as highlight reels. And I wish you all a very, very wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.